Hey, welcome to the May 28th RSU Withdrawal Committee meeting. First order of business will be to accept the minutes from the prior meeting.
Motion to accept the minutes of the prior meeting.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion is carried. The purpose of the meeting tonight was originally going to be to start getting some people onto the committees to start looking at staff, or not staffing, but at programs, at budget, intertown cooperation and things like that. I guess there was some some confusion as to whether this was a workshop meeting or whether it was going to be just an executive session meeting. So I think a lot of people aren't here because of that. We do have, we need to get some things rolling along on that. Marshall's here tonight, so we wanted him to start working with you, Mark, on working the budget side. And then as we can get more people, more hands making lighter work there. But Marshall did a lot of the work when we went through this the last time, and has good familiarity with the school budgeting because he spent years in that type of environment too, so that'll be a help there to take some between the two of you getting things working along that line. You had said you had some people that expressed interest, so if you can let them know they can go online and there is the form on there that they can put some information on, so that way we can contact them too to make sure that we can get them in there. But to other people know of other people that have expressed interest, and
we have that whole list that we came up with. Have we reached out to all these people?
We haven't reached out to all those yet, so we'll get on that and see if we can see were the ones that you have, were they at that first meeting, or were they?
Some were and some were not.
Okay.
Yep.
So maybe if you can take a look at that list and see who, and then let me know, then we can get a hold of the rest of the people.
Yeah, definitely.
Good news is, great speech at your school board meeting when you talked and gave an update regarding withdrawal.
Oh, yeah.
Really
yes.
good.
Okay, good.
The last time when Marge was it was good. Yeah, really, it covered. You were straight up front. Last time Marge was the chair, and who was on our committee from the school board? I can't think of her name. More, yeah. She was not allowed to talk about it at all. And what she did is she had asked to be able to just give updates, not either side, because she's still a school board member, and Marge had shut her down and just said, no, this will not be discussed at our school board meetings. So I'm glad, and I know you're not picking sides, but I think people look to the school board meetings to try and get information, and then also if they can hear on the committees and stuff like that, because I think that's another avenue. Again, I think if there was a way, could we get this through the schools to say if there is anybody that's interested? I know we've been turned down, no. But recently, Sandy Prince just put something through the school systems on this withdrawal thing. He did, no joke. And I think my thing is I want to keep it neutral in the schools, but I want parents to be able to have an avenue to be able to reach out to say, hey, I want to be a part of this. I want to see if I can do input, but I don't know how to get that there because
But we can mention it certainly at the school board meetings. I
Okay.
mean, the idea to have the update came from the leadership, so that's Janny and Kate. So.
And that's what we do on the select board too. Rolf does an update, but that's huge because last time it was shut down. It wasn't, so that was a really good speech.
I
that you gave on
won't
that.
be at the next school board meeting, so whenever after that, I have another commitment, so I won't be at that. But we can do like a round table.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you think there'll be a change, well, with the change in superintendency, will Chris Howell be more open to discussing?
I think Chris is outstanding when it comes to talking things through. I mean, he came over here and spoke with someone at the town about the tax changes based on the state formula. So his communication is outstanding. Yeah, he'll be great. He'll be great to work with.
I think I'm just trying to get word out, and that is a big issue, is communication, and try to keep people updated. And only real avenue is through the schools, but putting it out as a blanket request, I guess, to say, you know, if you're interested in more about it, being a part of it, to investigate it, whatever.
There's also the PTO, so it's not really that the only av is the schools, because we could use
Right.
the PTO.
Right, and we can do that too, and they've got a whole new crew on there too. Jen's not on there anymore, so we can do that. So I'm just trying to think of every avenue we can, just to get word out to say, hey, you know, and if it doesn't pass, that's our choice, but at least
we've
it's
got
pulling
the-
income,
yeah.
pulling, not income, people in.
And we have the town listserv too, that we can, because I just got the town newsletter again, so
Well,
I know that's working.
We do, but you still have those groups of parents, you know, that
Mhm.
that get those. Not all read the stuff in their
Sandy
envelopes.
put it out on the listserv, the school listserv, didn't
He did.
he? Yeah,
did.
because you sent me a copy
Yep.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, you know, after our conversation where he said, you know, this is not appropriate for Raymond to be using the school's listserv under their policy.
And he goes and puts it
Then he
out, yeah.
put it up, but it was pretty neutral, I thought, at
Well,
least.
you know, and it wasn't the fact of whether it was slanted or not slanted. It was the fact that, you know, it's, okay, if the interest is getting information out to people, then it should be a two-way street on that.
I agree.
If one side can do it, then, you know, then the other should have the same access. Because everyone's interest is getting the information out there so people
Yeah.
can make a decision at the end of the road.
It might be good to look to the new administration to see if their position will be any different on that. I mean, they suggested that using the sign that you have, I think it's at your town office, and I go by, that a lot of people drive by there, and it might be a good thing to use to get information about meetings and contact information out. So it might be something you want to think
And
about.
the sign is where a lot of people had confronted me, but I was under the assumption that we were just mostly in executive session today. And without any sort of agenda or anything for me to share with people, it was hard to say, you know, that's part of getting the communication out, is having an
I don't-
agenda that lets people
Right.
know what it is that you're talking about. People aren't going to show up if it's just on a sign.
I don't think we were expecting this back
Yeah.
at our last meeting, so that's why I think we were going to turn this into a workshop too. And Chris and them can approve anything we want to stick out. It's just keeping it open and yeah.
So, Marshall, you and Mark can start working together. You'll check that list,
Yep.
and you know, any of that you can send to me, then we can start to develop that email list too,
Yep.
so that we can.
Do we have the descriptions on the website?
I don't have the descriptions. I was going to be asking that question. Do we have a list of the committees and the subcommittees that you
Yeah, I
want?
sent that to you back after you asked me what we wanted on there. I'll resend that to you.
Yes, please. Because then I can customize the website too. Right now, I think it says, just if you have an interest, let us know, and later we'll have the list of subcommittees.
You can put the link out, like on Facebook too. Social media.
And one of the difficulties we have with our email is the firewall is very robust.
Yeah, nothing comes in or out.
Very
And
robust.
depending on where you're sending it from, I may or may not get it.
Right.
All right, in that case, I will take a motion to go into executive session for discussions with the lawyer.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session under Title I, subsection 4056
E.
E.
Second.
Good job, Joe.
Is there a second?
I just second.
Oh, all those in favor? Okay. Okay, we'll come out of executive session.
I'll make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
All those in favor? Okay, we're out of executive session. We'll, the
Next meeting?
next meeting, executive session, we've directed the attorney on what to do there, so. Next meeting would be, I always forget to bring up the town sites.
How long do you think this negotiation will go?
To get the next draft ready? That's a Dan question. I think
Yeah, it
probably.
might be helpful to have a few weeks, just, I'm digging out a little bit.
Okay. Because we've got, coming up,
Maybe look at the week of the 24th. We could do the 17th, the week of the 17th if that.
The week of the 17th would be better for me.
but later in the week,
What-
because
what
the
day?
17th I'll be away, I think.
What day of the week would you like?
Let's see, what's your school board meetings? Is that, are you school?
That week is actually really bad for me.
Because we've got a select board meeting on the 18th.
I have work commitments pretty much every night that week.
How about that following week, the 24th?
The 24th, Monday night works for me.
Work for you
I
guys?
could do that.
Yep, I could do that.
Whoa.
Could you do
24th,
that?
my mother's birthday.
How old?
Gonna be 88.
Sweet.
My father's 96.
Wow.
He's still
They
kicking.
doing well?
He's in a nursing home.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So, June 24th, 6 o'clock here.
yeah.
We will, and you're gonna do some checking with names and see if we can get a critical mass, then we can do it as, we can start off with a workshop and then go to executive session, or we can do it executive session, then go to workshop. We'll see.
Yeah. My suggestion would be get an agenda out as soon as we can, even if it's a tentative one. I don't know.
We can use the same one we have for tonight.
Perfect.
So you wanted me
That
to
one's worked
get
well.
together with Marshall?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get, get with him whenever, or give him a call.
I'll schedule with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he, as I say, he worked with the budget on that, the last go around, and he's a former teacher, so he understands the school side of it as well, and the forms and all those kind of fun things.
I got a little experience in that area too.
Yes, well, so I figured the two of you could work well on that, so. So if nothing else,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thanks.
all those in favor? Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you all.
See